Hello and welcome everyone. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you are all doing well and ready for a meaningful discussion today. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Nurul Alia binti Zainal and my ID is 2024 764 561 and I present HRM 552 Talent Acquisition. Today, I'll be presenting on a current issue that currently facing, which is industry that cannot find a qualified applicant. Here the introduction. We will explore industries struggling to find qualified applicants despite high demand. So, what do we mean by qualified applicant? Qualified applicants that are job seekers who not only have the necessary academic background or certification, but also the practical skills, experience, and personal qualities needed to perform the job actively. In other words, they're truly ready for the role. However, many industries today, such as healthcare, technologies, construction, and education, are struggling to find enough of these candidates. Although there are many people looking for a job, not enough of them meet the specific requirement that companies need. Here I list down a few top industries that facing the issue of cannot find the qualified applicant. By the article, there have 17 industries facing the problem such as healthcare, information technology, communication service, engineering, education, and others. So by the issue with industry cannot find that qualified applicant, there are the challenges industry facing with the issue. First, technology changing fast. Technology is evolving rapidly with advancement in automation, AI, and digital systems. Many workers have not yet learned the new digital skills required. This may create a gap between what jobs demand and what workers can offer. For example, in information technology, it is a prime example of this challenge. The demand for worker skills in emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, and cloud computing has increased dramatically. But candidates don't up-to-date technical knowledge required to fill this position. Secondly, is skill gap, which is what is taught in educational institutions doesn't align with the actual job requirements. Many graduates enter the workforce without the specific skill that employers need, leaving them ill-prepared on the job task. We can see the industry that affected is construction and skilled trades. Construction workers are in high demand, but many schools or universities don't provide the training in fields like plumber, electrical work, or welding instead of just learning theory in the class. As a result, employers struggle to find qualified candidates with the skill to meet industry standards. Third, intense competition for talent. Employers are competing to attract the best candidates, making it difficult for smaller companies to stand out. With a limited pool of skilled workers, many industries face intense competition to attract the best candidate. We can see this in industry that affected is technology industry. Large companies like Google, Apple, and Amazon attract developers and engineers with massive salaries and opportunities for career growth. Smaller startups often struggle to compete for the same talent pool. In healthcare industry, hospital, clinic, and private healthcare facilities are competing for a limited number of nurses, doctors, and specialist technicians. In some areas, healthcare professionals are in such high demand that they can pick and choose their employers. It can lead to talent shortage in certain regions. Next, we can see the challenges industry facing is unattractive job perception. Some industries are seen as unattractive by younger generation, leading to fewer applications. Certain industries overall have a negative or outdated reputation, making them less attractive. Jobs in these fields are often seen as physically demanding, low-paid, and lacking growth potential, which discourage young talent from applying. For example, in manufacturing industry, particularly in factory settings, are often perceived as dirty, noisy, and physically demanding. Many younger workers shy away from these roles, not recognizing the advancement in automation and technology that have modernized manufacturing. Slow or efficient recruitment process. A complicated recruitment process causes candidates to lose interest or accept offers from other companies sooner. A lengthy, confusing, or bureaucratic hiring process can lead to frustration for job seekers. Candidates may lose interest or accept offers from other employers who have quicker and more streamlined processes. For example, in government and education industry, hiring in this sector can take months due to multiple rounds of interview, background checks, and red tape. Job candidates often lose interest or accept opportunities elsewhere while waiting for approval. So, of course, if have the challenges, must have the effect, right? So here, the impact or effect on industry because they don't have enough qualified applicants. First, slower business growth. Cannot scale operation or expand service due to lack of manpower. Industry facing workforce shortage are unable to expand or innovate effectively. Without enough skilled employees, companies cannot increase production, explore new markets, or implement strategic growth plans. For example, industry manufacturing. Without technicians and skilled machine operators, factories cannot meet rising product demand or add new product lines. It slows modernization and adoption of smart manufacturing technologies. Healthcare industry like hospitals and clinics delay opening new facilities or expanding service due to insufficient nurses, doctors, and administrative staff. This directly affects public access to care, especially in rural or underserved areas. Other impact or effect on industry is delayed project and deliveries. Lack of skilled workers lead to project delay. Shortage in the skilled labor pool create bottlenecks in production and service timelines. Deadlines are missed and businesses struggle to meet customer expectations, which can weaken relationships within clients and partners. Industry that affected is supply chain and logistics, where is lack of warehouse staff, driver or logistic coordinators disrupt shipping schedules. Delivery delay ripple across retailers and supply partners, causing customer dissatisfaction. Next is employee burnout and high turnover. Existing staff are overburdened, leading to stress, dissatisfaction, and eventually leaving the company. Fewer workers mean more pressure on existing employees, leading to exhaustion, low morale, and higher resignation rates. The most industry affected is healthcare and hospitality. In healthcare, medical staff are already stretched thin. Long shifts, high patient loads, and emotional stress lead to burnout, especially among nurses and support workers. In hospitality, employees often manage multiple roles during peak hours due to labor shortage, leading to physical and mental fatigue. Many workers leave for better conditions elsewhere. Lastly, lost revenue opportunities. Businesses miss out on contracts, clients, or markets they could have served if they had enough skilled staff. A lack of skilled workers prevents companies from taking on more business. Missed opportunities like larger contracts, new clients, or entering into new markets directly into lost revenue and diminished growth potential. Industry affected is manufacturing. Without enough staff to operate production lines, firms must turn down large orders or delay product launches, allowing competitors to step in. With the issue which cannot find enough qualified applicants, it is not just impact industry, but it also can give impact to HR in recruitment and selection. So here the few effects to HR. First, HR need to work harder to attract talent. HR department are finding it significantly harder to draw in qualified candidates. The article highlights how many industries are facing a mismatch between available jobs and applicant skill. As a result, recruiters now experience a drop in application quality and quantity, making it more difficult to fill vacancies quickly. This leads to longer recruitment cycles, higher advertising costs, and increased pressure on HR to defend their company in competitive hiring market. Recruiters are forced to spend more time sourcing, screening, and engaging with candidates, stretching internal HR team thin. Next, HR will under pressure to upskill current employees. Due to the lack of qualified external applicants, HR must shift focus toward internal talent development. This adds another layer of responsibility to HR teams, who must now identify skill gaps, coordinate training programs, and track development progress, all on top of ongoing recruitment duties. The articles note that this demand for upskilling is especially pressing in industries like healthcare and technology, where digital transformation outpaces workforce readiness. It also leads to greater workload for HR and L&D teams, potentially slowing down other essential HR functions. Lastly, HR have to rethink our hiring process. Traditional recruitment models based on heavily on qualification and experience are becoming less effective. The article implies that HR now face the challenge of adapting hiring standards to consider broader talent pool. This creates uncertainty and inconsistency in the hiring process, as teams must redefine what makes a candidate qualified. It may also result in increased hiring risk as recruiters select candidates based more on potential than proven credentials. These changes can disrupt workflows and require HR to operate outside their usually comfort zone, increasing mental and operational pressure. So, what the industry can do to solve the issue? Here are some recommendations what industry can do to get the qualified applicant. First, can invest in upskilling, reskilling, and pupil development. One of the most effective ways to address talent shortage is to develop the talent you already have. Instead of searching for externally skilled candidates, organizations can focus on upskilling or reskilling, which means teaching new skills their current employees. This creates a workforce that is both more loyal and skilled, and it helps fill critical roles without the need to rely on scarce external talent. Example, a technology company is struggling to find experienced developers. Instead of continuing to look for expensive senior developers, they decide to hire junior developers or IT graduates with strong foundational skills. Second, cast a wider net and be open-minded. Many organizations are too narrow in their hiring criteria, which limits the pool of potential candidates. By expanding the range of qualification and being open-minded about who qualifies for a role, companies can access diverse pools of talent. This includes considering people who might not have traditional qualification but have the skill, mindset, and potential to success in the job. Example, a restaurant typically hire only staff with prior food and beverage F&B experience. However, recognizing the talent shortage, they decide to broaden their search to include stay-at-home parents who to re-enter the workforce, or the workers looking for part-time jobs. Career changes from other industries who may be willing to start from the bottom and grow by focusing attitude, willingness to learn, and relevant transferable skills. The restaurant opened doors for people who might not have been considered previously. Third, strengthen your employee value proposition (EVP). Your employer value proposition is essentially the set of benefits you offer to employees in the exchange for their skills, time, and effort. While salary and benefit are important, today workforce is looking for more than just competitive pay. They want to feel that they are part of a company that values their contribution, support their growth, and aligns with their personal values. So the conclusion, the struggle to find qualified applicants is a serious and growing issue across many industries. Fast-changing technology, misaligned education system, and negative job perception and widen the skills gap, making it harder for companies to attract and retain talent. This has led to business slowdowns, increased costs, and higher employee turnover, putting pressure not only on operation but also on HR departments. To move forward, industry must collaborate closely with educational institutions, rating hiring standards, and invest in upskilling both new and existing workers. Addressing this talent shortage is essential not just to keep businesses running efficiently, but to secure long-term growth and competitiveness in an available job market. And lastly, this is reference that I used to get the information for the video. And that concludes our discussion. Thank you for watching, and let's continue working towards a better future together. See you next time.